So, full speed ahead. Farewell, dear Mun. Don't even know where the other craft is at. Oh, there it is. Jesus Christ. That is actually one scary sight. This could have gone so wrong. Oh my god, we just shot by them by like... Oh my god, we just missed these guys by like... 20 meters separation, maybe? Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Kerbal Space Program with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Centers here in the very early morning hours as we are preparing to finally return our Kerbal mods back home. If you'll remember, in the last episode, we actually finally got the rendezvous going around the moon, which was the main objective of our mission. We moved one Kerbal over to the other craft, completing our task, and now we are pretty much just set to bring our Kerbals back home today, hopefully ensuring that they make it back safe and sound, and, well, then kind of looking on future prospects, taking on another main contract, seeing where it will lead us. I hope that it will be something very nice and interesting indeed. Maybe, you know, going to Minmus finally would be quite cool. Let's see what is going to be in store for us there. But for the time being, just quickly then, before we get started on all this, if you're new around here and if you do happen to enjoy this episode, please make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean the absolute world to me. We're very much trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and every single person truly does help out a ton with that. So thanks so much if you actually did that, and without further ado, let's go and get ourselves right over to the tracking station. And let's go and check out what our craft are doing. They should still both be chilling quite happily in Munar orbit here. So what we'll have to do is we'll actually have to go check out which one is where in the orbit, plan out the individual maneuvers for the two craft, and well, just kind of get them going. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they should be, yup, pretty much still right next to each other. So that is very cool and interesting indeed, in theory, I guess. I don't want to set that as target, but in theory, I guess we could already get them going right here, no? I'm kind of trying to think. So moon orbits this way, so I guess we'll have to go this way? Yeah. I mean, in terms of where we do it, though. Ooh, okay. I guess we should wait for another orbit, because this orbital maneuver is like way more efficient than what we just had planned there. So we'll go and try something a little more like that. Trying to optimize away here a bit. 351. Alright, that's totally fine. We're going to go and lower that further down. We're pretty much just going to go for an atmospheric break as per usual, or at least as per, well, as we did it the last time. Got to kind of pay attention to not have too crazy of a re-entry, but I think 60,000 meters of height should be quite fine in my mind. Or maybe we'll skim the atmosphere a tad bit too much. So, ooh, that's 38. It's quite tight margins we're working with. So 50,000 I think we can work with. That'll only be 274 meters a second, which is quite interesting, because that probably means we can slow down quite nicely before we even get to Kerbal atmosphere, which makes for a very nice and smooth re-entry. So I'm pretty happy with that. The question being, how do we want to do the two craft? I think we may just bring them over separately, as to not have too many things to do at once, because if we have kind of both craft using more or less the same burn point, then we need to slow both craft down, we need to use the parachutes on both craft and time and stuff. It's going to be one whole of a mess. So let's go and start with this one. We're going to have an ode in 40 minutes, and then basically the other guys in that other capsule right there, the other two, will be joining us an hour later, basically. I think that's a good plan. We'll just do things like that. So let us go and speed up, get over to that burn marker. 22 minutes. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, that was way too fast for comfort. Holy moly. We literally nearly just skipped past that burn marker. Alright, let's calm down here for a second. We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. Was this the craft without monopropellant? Yes, the other one had monopropellant, this one didn't. If you don't remember the story, or if you weren't there for it, I had thought that this capsule actually comes with monopropellant, as they used to, but it doesn't. So, these RCS thrusters are absolutely useless, but you know, now this thing is quite nice and light anyway, so not to worry too much about that after all. Anyways, that said, the node is coming up soon here, so let us go. And speed up a tad bit. We'll get going at 10 seconds, not at 20. 10 seconds ahead of the burn mark and 10 after, to be nice and exact with it, I guess. So, full speed ahead. Farewell, dear moon. Don't even know where the other craft is at. Oh, there it is. Jesus Christ. That is actually one scary sight. This could have gone so wrong. Oh my god. We just shot by them by like... Oh my god. We just missed these guys by like... 20 meters separation, maybe? Oh my god. We could have literally just darted right into the other spacecraft there. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. I guess, you know, safety lessons with Jeb, everyone. Oh boy. Alright, let's go and get rid of that maneuver. Luckily, we didn't explode, and we didn't all go up in a ball of flames. We should have probably started with the other craft, just looking at the positions of the two craft, but... Oh well, nothing happens, I guess. We're never going to talk about this one again. We've got a periapsis there of 50,000 meters, which I think is beautiful. And I am now going to go and switch to that other rocket, and we're going to plan a similar burn, just like on an extra orbit, basically. So... I'm going to pull that out, and, ooh, maybe a bit, dramatic at that. Jesus Christ. Woo. Hello? Okay, I think we have to reposition that burn node. Yeah, this something like that, I guess, makes more oopsies sense at the end of the day. We want something a little more like this. That's 177,000 meters, which is quite decent already, to be honest. Maybe even better than the other one, and now we've kind of just overextended, I guess. I'm so confused. What's even happening here? Okay. That was one weird interaction menu that I hadn't seen yet. Oh, I see. I think the issue being for these burns, it's kind of like still ahead of us. So let's go and just time warp a bit past this all. That may have been why it was kind of like yoinking around like that. Let's just go and make a new maneuver now, and you know, that is beautiful. Sorry for that. I hope something a little more like this should make some more sense. Yes, 46,000 meters. Let's actually keep that a bit wider and just see what we can optimize here. You know, to be honest, ultimately it doesn't really matter that much, because, well, we've got like tons of fuel left anyways compared to how much we're going to need here, but efficiency! Gotta be as efficient as possible, don't we? 62,000 meters there, and that's 51,000. Beautiful. So that's pretty much a similar burn, I would say. We can very well work with that. We are going to use our beautiful RCS on this pod, because, you know, we actually have some. Hey! And, well, then, you know, just confirming. Oh, I guess the contract's already gone because we've got it fully completed, but that's beautiful. Monopropellant still left in ample amounts. We are going to go actually time warp, but at the same time we kind of need to monitor that other pod. I guess, you know, it's totally fine. By the time they actually will reach Kerbin, we could orbit the moon like 15 bajillion times. Oh my god. I don't know from what, like, to which time warp ratio you go from 50, but it's definitely too crazy of a step. It's literally from skipping like a minute every 5 seconds to skipping 10 minutes every 5 seconds. I don't know. That doesn't feel good. Quite worrying most of the times indeed. That said, the burn node is coming up. We'll just kind of get things paused a bit at, like, say a minute. Then we can kind of just take a quick second to realign, make sure we're spot on. Beautiful. We can go and just slowly time warp a little closer. Just like that. And then we'll just kind of leave the last few seconds running like that. Take our merry time. Exactly 270 meters a second, Nina. That's a rarity. Spot on. Interesting one right there. And we'll get going. Farewell, dear Moon. And have a very merry voyage home, Valentina and Bob. It's beautiful. Everybody happily going on their way home. Nobody got rammed out of orbit. No massive explosions detected around the orbit of the moon or something weird, you know. Wondering how that could ever happen with all the safety standards we've got in place. But it's beautiful. Awesome stuff. So that should be pretty much spot on, just controlling here. That's literally... wow. Literally spot on. I'm not sure... if any of you want to go back in the video and check if it's actually the exact same height that we had, feel free to let me know. It's probably like a meter deviation or something, but overall quite fine. And overall quite happy. Now, the issue being that I've just discovered a massive flaw with the design of this rocket. Have you all ever noticed that we don't really have a heat shield on this one? And this part is not really decouplable? Oh my god. Oh my god, please no. This is unacceptable. Like, please, no. Why is this one the same way? What in the world did I mess up on rocket design? How am I just now noticing this? Why are we missing a heat shield and the ability to decouple this part of the rocket? Oh my god. Okay. This will be a very interesting episode, I feel. I think... maybe, potentially, we can save ourselves here through the 1500 meters a second of delta V that we still have left in the stage, but just trying to slow down so much that the heat effects don't even occur. Let us see, I suppose, how realistic that one is going to be. Well, that's what we're going to have to try here, and hopefully we won't lose all our Kerbal nauts to beautiful explosions in the Kerbal night sky. Oh my god, I'm telling you, everyone, this is like absolute insanity. Anyway, so, I mean, all these craft are currently on their way back home, and, well, you know, to be honest, it doesn't really look like Munar Magic Mark II is that much. No, it is closer because it's just faster already. So, you know, Jeb's rocket is definitely going to reach Kerbin first, so we can take care of him first. It's going fast forward just to see how much of separation is going to be. Technically, we should have like 40 minutes to get him back home safely before we have to take care of the other lads, which in my book should hopefully be fine. I mean, look at the separation. These guys are like 4 million meters away from us, which is... wait, 4 million? Or 4 million? Yup, 4 million kilometers. So, no, 4 million meters. So, should hopefully be fine. Now, you look at that orbital speed, though, and you kind of see that we will not have enough delta V to slow down the fall entirely. So, I've got to say, I'm quite worried. Oh my god, we're trying to atmospherically brake without a heat shield. Oh my, like, why don't we have a heat shield? What in the world is this? A flippin' rocket without a heat shield? I'm so... oh my god, this is going to be absolutely terrible. I'm telling you all, this is going to be absolutely terrible. Now, you know, technically there's like some physics glitcheroo always expected in KSP as well, so I'm kind of hoping that the rocket engine will just somehow soak up some of that heat as well. But one way or another, I fear it is going to be quite troubling, and you can see we are at double the speed that we've left in terms of delta V in the rocket, so this is gonna be quite troubling, honestly. Now, we're at 100,000 meters out from Kerbin. The other rocket is still miles and miles away, so nothing to worry about in that regard. Don't have any on-top RCS here, unfortunately, but what I would like to do is actually find the retrograde marker. There it is. And then we're gonna just kind of let things start. Like, just get into the thin part of the atmosphere where hopefully it shouldn't be quite that bad yet in terms of, you know, heat and all. And we'll get going then, basically, right? So that once we get into the thicker parts of the atmosphere, we'll hopefully kind of shave off some combined speed, if that makes sense. God, this is going to go so badly, I'm telling you all. Right, we're going to go and slow down a bit already, just to shave off some extra speed, but not all of it. We're just going to go to like 1,000 meters a second, maybe. Just, you know, in case that engine explodes, so we've kind of, you know, used up as much of that fuel as we could before it ended up exploding, if that makes sense. But look at that. Oh, God, it's already... Oh, no, it's already going. We went too late. I think we started too late with the burn. We're going to keep going with the burn, but this is not good. Oh, my God, this is going to go so wrong. We all know it, don't we? Let's try and stay as efficient as possible, being always pointed at that retrograde marker, also kind of relevant, I guess, for like the heat dispersion across the rockets, and hopefully our engine just soaks up a lot of the heat or something. I don't even freaking know. Right, so that's the orbit at least closed in. You can see that we just swapped cameras there, so that's a start. We're slowing down quite significantly, but things are going to get hotter and hotter here. As I said, you know, Kerbal physics jankaroo is always kind of a bit on our side, but still a lot of speed to shave off here, and until we get to like 600 meters a second or something, the flames are not going to stop, I fear. We're in a bit thicker of the atmosphere, still not mega thick, and we did at least manage to use all of our fuel up on the burn. And now we are pretty much at the mercy of Kerbal Space Program physics. I am not too sure this is going to go well. You can see things starting to heat up again, and we don't have any means left to slow ourselves down. So now it's literally just going to be atmospheric braking and somehow hoping that by the time the explosions reach the spacecraft, we are slowed down enough. No. Oh my God. I've got a terrible feeling about this one, everyone. I've got an absolutely terrible feeling about this one. And you've got to keep in mind the other spacecraft has got less delta V left than this one. Oh my God. This is not good. Please slow down more. It's just looking so bad. How are we not even... No, I'm not going to say it, honestly. How? How do we just survive that? God. Flipping Kerbal Space Program physics, everyone, I'm telling you. I am so glad that that somehow works out. I've got no explanation in the world for how we are alive. I guess maybe somehow the engine soaked up all the heat or something. I have got no clue at all. But we didn't explode. I'm happy. Now, where's that other spacecraft? Okay, so they're still a while away. We can just slowly but surely bring this one down, and then we'll focus on the other one when the time comes. I'm just going to let things slow down a tad bit more here. We're going to go to like 5,000 meters-ish and not move during time warp. That's always a way to release the Kraken in Kerbal Space Program. Now we're going to open the chute just to get some drag out of things. Going to just deactivate RCS and SAS because honestly the parachute's just going to auto-align us. And then we're going to hope that it actually opens. Jesus Christ. Open faster! Faster, faster! Oh my God! I was a little close for comfort, I'll have to say. But parachutes open, gliding towards the ground, seeing the beautiful flora and fauna of Kerbin, and falling over. And tumbling. Can SAS just hold us here? It does not really feel like it. Can we not recover until... Oops, I just clicked out of the game somehow, apparently. Apparently we cannot recover until we are actually fully stationary. Oh my god, we're just literally rolling off a hill. Oh my god! Poor Jeb! That is terrible. Imagine just rolling off a hill in a tin can, not being able to do a thing. Ah, there we go. Nothing exploded. Somehow we live. I've got no explanation, but I will happily take it. We're gonna recover the vessel, including Jeb. Be happy about that one. Because honestly, what a ride. And now we have to focus on the other lads in just a second. Got like micro amounts of data right there. We do have 380 sites, so you know, maybe we can use that for something at some point. A bit of funds recovered from parts, and we do have 1.4 million here after all. No XP gain for him, unfortunately, which is quite annoying, I would argue. But we do have quite a bit of money now, honestly, from all the missions and stuff. 1.4 mil is really not too shabby. I think we originally started out with like 500k or something. So we're definitely managing overall to be profitable with our approach, which I'm quite happy with. That's definitely quite the good start. That said, time for the other Munar magic with Valentina and Bob. Valentina is evidently quite hyped for a ride on the Lightning, or maybe we should more call it a meteor that this spacecraft is going to be in just a second. Oh boy. Okay, apparently we're going to land over the ocean? I suppose. I mean, there's no landmass anywhere close here. Well, maybe over there. We'll see just how close we get to that, I suppose. Now, in terms of the burn timing, I guess we weren't too badly off there the last time. We'll see. What I would like to do, first things first, is actually align to the retrograde marker, and then I would like to just try and experiment with buttons, because we all know that there's some buttons here to just... Aha! To just use the RCS. Look. So H... N is backwards, but H is forwards. So I mean, this, if you ever want to dock to a space station, is probably going to be quite useful for you. But we're just going to use this to use up all the monopropellant. At the same time, as you can see, this makes the delta V go up, because we are burning some weight. We're shaving off some weight, which is the weight of the monopropellant that we're burning right now. So even if it's just a few meters a second of delta V that we're gaining from this, you know, not complaining, and at the same time, you know, the orbit is slowing down a tad bit, which is going to increase now that we ran out, but we actually made sure to use that up to the maximum, and these little thrusters are actually even glowing. Wow, haven't seen those glow before, so that's quite cool. But that said, we're going to go and wait for actual atmospheric entry, and I think 65,000 is when we're going to go. We can turn off RCS now, I suppose. 65,000 is about when we're going to go and get those engines burning. And just hope and pray that somehow the same thing happens to this spacecraft that it did to the other. I don't know what happened there, but, you know, let's see, I guess, what we can do. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm still a bit anxious, because overall I think we're missing like 250 meters a second of delta V compared to Jeb's spacecraft, which is a significant cut. So, well, let's see, I guess. I feel that we've actually started a bit earlier here. Now, honestly, I mean, the last time we were still at 1,000 meters. Well, maybe it's also just because we had less delta V just from the get-go in the rocket. I guess it was about the same time. Ooh, god. Oh my god, camera. Help. Okay, we're good. But yeah, so let's see. The fuel's going to be gone in a second, and we're still going to be as an easy, we'll call it like 2,000 meters a second. I'm just going to point this below the retrograde marker a bit, which is not going to that efficiently shave off our orbital velocity, but at least it's not going to slow down our fall into the atmosphere, which, you know, in the end, the atmosphere is what is breaking us aerodynamically. So, We don't really want to slow down our fall into the thicker layers of the atmosphere too much, I guess. That said, now we do fully point retrograde. 1800 meters a second, everyone. 1200 meters a second to go until we can have some sort of peace. 1200 meters a second to go until we don't have to be a meteor without a heat shield anymore. Jesus Christ. We're also somehow not managing to stay fully retrograde, which I'm not liking too much. I guess that's a little bit better. Oh my god. This is absolutely looking terribly. Wow. Oh lordy lord. But we're good. I can't explain this to you. Oh my god, help. Help! Mayday! I think we're going to put out the chute a bit early here, potentially. Well, that is when the game actually allows us to, because, you know, we seem to have some sort of instability issues on this craft. No clue how I came to that conclusion, but, you know, oh my god. Why am I... I'm not a dart. Come on. Turn! Let's try and... put out that parachute. There it goes. Okay, that's going to drag us in the correct direction again, somewhat, I guess. Gonna turn off SAS as usual, just let the parachute guide the way. We're just gonna yank a bit back and forth, go a bit further down. Then I guess it should be like 5,000 meters where the parachute opens. I'm just gonna slow down the speed for a second. Don't wanna have physics yank this craft apart when we're time warping and the parachute opens. That was at least previously when KSP was quite young, that was a very, very valid concern most of the time, so that's something you definitely don't want to do. Hey water. Let's see how well this thing does landing on water. Hopefully somewhat fine, we'll see. Well, there we go. 1,000 meters maybe? Yeah, 1,000 meters above the ground, I guess that's when it opens. I think that's actually even something that you can set up. Yep, so, you know. Good to know, I suppose. That said, let's go in time warp till we're close to the water. Oh my god, wait. The heck? Honestly? This is some very shallow water. First things first, rip monopropellant tanks and rest of rockets. But like, what in the world is going on with that? I was like looking at the texture, I was like, that looks quite far away for 20 meters. So I just panic stopped the time warp, but I guess I was a bit late. Quite lucky that nothing crazy happened to us here, I guess. We're gonna go recover. Let's see if we can maybe recover the monopropellant tanks as well as like part of the debris or something, given that they properly landed. Maybe it does even recover them as is. You know, at the end, why not get back that on-top money? We do have recovery of a vessel returned from suborbital flight on Moon. 20 science. Not bad at all. That's it, though. Otherwise, didn't recover the other parts. Valentina and Bob actually advanced to level 1, which is beautiful. Always great. Got a level 1 scientist now. Should maybe hopefully help us out with some skill sets, so that's beautiful. Let us go though and quickly check at the tracking station if there's any like on top debris somewhere out there. Yes. I mean, there's a lot of debris in general, but this one right here I would recover. And yeah, that one. So it's just individual parts, I guess, but we're gonna recover them. I guess just get a few cents back from it, and on top of that, there's less debris kind of cluttering the screen. Oh my god. Oh, this stuff is... Oh, it just disappeared. Oh my god. What kind of number is that even? It also just disappeared. That stuff is pretty much out of the universe that we know in Kerbal Space Program. No, there it is. At least some parts of it. The other thing that we had previously was like 1.3 bajillion is still gone. Look at that. That is... And it disappeared as well. Was that 495 trillion meters? I think something insane like that. Oh god. Alright, anyways though, I would say that successfully concludes our missions. I was a bit curious, the part with the heat shield. Let's try not to do that again. No guarantees there. But quite happy. I think we brought that to a successful end. I guess next episode then we'll go and throw ourselves right at mission control to go and grab ourselves our next main contract and go wherever it takes us. Build some new beautiful rocket for that purpose and have some more fun exploring the universe. But for today then, I'm going to end it off right here. I hope you all very much enjoyed the episode. As usual, if you did, please make sure to smash that like button right down below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as seeing that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.